2018 gebeurd. Combined Arms Initiative.
Hello. Welcome
Hello.
everybody to the podcast. I have to
Good evening.
get rid of
Oh, we started low.
I have an old version of the cams and stuff, but I'm going to we have some little things to talk about, hopefully. Like anything on Reddit, I assume. But I'm joined by only FaberOne and Thel today. And SpartanSlash is NIA.
He's coming.
Also, I don't have an up-to-date cams thing. So, Thel, I need you to send me an image.
Oh. Yeah. Let's see.
It's somewhere. So
Yeah.
it's already in Discord. But...
Oh, sweet.
Anyway, guys, welcome back.
Yes. Oh,
Been
God.
a week.
We have, like, no news from what I gather.
It's a quite silent week, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no Planetside Arena news. The updates, for example, DirectX 11, it's very quiet. We got one update from a developer named Paul. And that's it. No news since then. But there are still some good discussion topics, I think. So,
I mean, there's always a good discussion about Planetside.
Yeah.
I mean, if there even is nothing going on, there's still obviously things going on in the game that you can talk about, and you can shine your light on if it can improve or go down or whatever. Where things are going with this game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anyway, if you guys want to know me, I'm FaberOne. I do streams on Twitch, and I post on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Saturday, I post videos on YouTube. So I tend to be pretty active on those both platforms, and I try to bring new people to the game. That's my main goal. My channels.
Yeah, You go, Thel.
Oh yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, so I'm also a Planetside 2 player, obviously. I make some videos on YouTube, different videos than Faber. Faber is basically about the whole things that are going on in the game, as in development and all that stuff, and how to start. And my videos are more about just showing gameplay with a bit of music, under it, and showing off nice moments that I got on stream or off stream. And then I also play, I stream to Twitch, and I try to help people that are new or entertain people, have a fun time. And also, if they have questions, they can ask me, or I can hopefully get some more people to play it. And, have a good time in the game instead of, getting killed by a BR-120 and then rage quitting and never coming back. So I hope I can give a positive, impact here. So yeah.
And I make Planetside 2 highlight videos. I also do. I just started a Metro Exodus Let's Play, which I'm actually really excited to do, to be honest. But I do Planetside 2 highlights. I stream, the usual.
I watched your video about the Metro Exodus. Is it going to be the whole campaign or just a few highlights?
I'm hoping to do kind of like get the story bits in, but also cut up when there's not a whole lot of story. Have videos in there that are just kind of highlights as well. But we'll see.
I like those, so keep them up.
Discord, fix your shit right now.
Yeah. Instead of Thel's image, I just have a text that says Discord bugged out. I can't get the image for Thel. I'm so sorry for the low quality stream.
Aww. But the cam is coming. Where is it, Thel?
The cam. Let me check. It's in my. It should
You
be.
already have the cam. Okay.
Do you have it?
No, no, not. I don't have it yet.
Oh, it's still
Oh,
coming. Okay. I
lame.
want to see your
It's
pretty
coming.
face exactly.
Okay, let's see. But yeah,
I want to. I never got to share my thoughts. I don't think on the. I know we've talked about it before, but on the Max rework for the NC,
Oh yeah.
yes.
I don't recall sharing my thoughts. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be healthy, but
Yes.
But okay, that comes.
I feel like it's still gonna be really powerful. Like, you're still gonna be able to tear through infantry at really close range, and now, like, one-on-ones with infantry will still wreck. Like, you won't be able to stand a chance at a little bit further of a range.
Exactly. Yes.
I mean, it keeps like a walking tank, right? It's still very powerful.
Yes.
It costs a lot of nanites to start off with, so
Yeah. I feel like
Mm,
the other maxes also need a little bit of a rework. Like, the VS max needs to run faster and, like, do more damage.
why does it need to be faster though?
Because I feel like this is my opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like all the maxes should have very different kind of play styles. You should play them differently. Like, the NC being tanky or something, but is mainly a support or something. And then the VS max being kind of squishy, but can run faster than the other maxes and stuff, and do more
Yeah,
damage. Whereas, and then the TR could be like a point defense system. I don't know.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but the thing is, there was already a thing years ago, Zoe, for like the ability for VS Maxes, and that was really OP. Like, you had a little bit less health, you were quicker, you had higher damage, but it was broken. And after that, it got nerfed really hard so that it was useless. And
Oh,
TR Max has lockdown, so that's basically, the point defense thing.
yeah, that's true.
But it's just, I wouldn't want it personally, because Daybreak already has a hard time balancing this game around other things.
Yeah, you're right.
As
Yeah,
you can see, and the community knows best basically what is up with this game, because they are the people that play it, and Daybreak seems to not know what they're doing most of the time, at least on the balancing, point.
I guess I might dream a little too big then.
Yeah, well, it would be nice, even though I would still not like, those big differences. And
Yeah,
also about those NC maxes still being OP, I think that is very much the case, because they still one-shot you when you try to throw C4 around the corner.
that's true.
And removing slugs is not gonna mitigate that problem. So I think they need to have, more shots in the magazine and a bit less damage, so that there still is technically the same DPS, but not a one-shot, so that you can still go
Yeah,
around the corner, boom, C4, but not boom, you're gone. So I think that is a much bigger change than removing slugs.
yeah. Like, it's definitely gonna play a little differently, which is nice. Like, I'm
Oh.
mainly excited because it's gonna be just slightly different. Like, it's not too much of a change, so it's not too. I'm diehard NC, so, but I
Yeah.
recognize that the current NC max is pretty overpowered.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, and if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. All of the maxes just need a reworks. Like, they're-
all of them.
yeah, all of them. Like,
Why? Why would the other maxes need a rework?
they control, in my opinion, they control too much of the infantry flow of battle. Just one
Yeah.
max can just tear through, which I get. That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, but it's also broken exactly.
Yeah,
What I would
Yeah,
wish
yeah.
with maxes is that they, I think it was intended that they would be the tanks of the battlefield, so you would easily push. I would wish
Oh,
it like a
yeah.
big shield, so that people could push together with the max
yeah,
to break some of the stalemates you have at, for example, openings, door openings, or I don't know, hallways.
yeah.
Yeah, I see, I understand, but the thing is, the what most people don't look at is they say, yeah, but the max is supposed to, push through a doorway. Yeah, but if you have a bunch of heavy assaults that know how to, how to push a point, and they don't even have to talk to each other. If they are good, or if they know what they're doing, they just throws a nade in, another guy throws a nade in, then they hit a nade go off, boom, they go in. And then
Yeah.
they all count, and they push in, and the room is empty. And you can obviously do it with a max, but I think it's there's too much of a discussion going on. Oh yeah, but we need maxes. Yeah, but no, just get better at the game. Seriously,
I hear you. Yeah.
come on. It's just,
Uh,
don't crouch on a max. Don't crouch on shotgun. Don't crouch on a bolt. Go play the game. Come on. It's not that difficult, honestly. So,
yeah.
put some effort in.
Like any max, regardless of faction, you can throw just a bunch of maxes onto an area and then they will dominate.
Exactly. You can, if Zerkras doesn't have their maxes and their overpop, they don't take a base. But because they have their maxes, they do it.
Yeah.
And because all their noses point in the same direction when you don't come from behind. So that's the problem with maxes. And I think I had this talk with Snipsel with some other guys a couple of months ago already, I think. And he's basically said that he proposed the idea of making it so a max dies from 1 decimeter when there is no NG. So the engineer, if the NG is like in 1 or 2 meters from the max, he would have the health that it has now. So this small arms resistance, and you need 2 decis to kill it. But if there's no engineer, it takes 1 deci to kill it, and you can just shoot him with 1 mag or something. Because then it makes it that there's no solo max anymore. There's no more shitters that, are awful at the game. They just think, oh, I have nanas, I can pull this fucking max and I can shit on everyone. You don't have that anymore.
So
it's actually a team thing then.
What you're saying is the max would become a little bit more tanky with an engineer next to him?
No, it should be less tanky without an engineer.
I mean,
So
you're just rearranging words. It's the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing.
The max by itself would be worse than it currently is.
No, it's not the same. You go up and I go down. I say the health as it is now is the max. Max health, max resistance.
Yeah.
Max as in maximal, not max suit.
Oh, no, I know. Okay, yeah. I get the misunderstanding here.
Yes.
I'm saying compare the current max by itself with the max that you're proposing by itself. You're essentially saying
no, that's not
the max becomes weaker.
Yeah, it becomes weaker, exactly.
Yeah.
You can kill it with 1 deci, and you can just, when you shoot it with 2 guys.
So we take the new max idea, and what you're saying is if there's an engineer by it, it becomes more powerful.
No, it becomes the same as it is now.
Yes, but that is the same thing as becoming more powerful than it normally is.
Well, yes, but you don't have the problem of individuals pulling a max to, shit on a 112 fight. It's actually a team thing then.
Yes.
And yes, you can obviously still, go with a full platoon of Zerkras idiots and pull maxes and, shit on a fight, of course. But then they also need to change the max as it is now without this change. But I think this on top of it would be a good thing, because now you cannot pull a max and just go, okay, I'm gonna get a 50 kill streak in 5 minutes, and rave on about my e-penis in TeamSpeak. That's not how it goes anymore, So that would be a good thing, in my opinion, and it's a really good suggestion by Snipsel.
What do you think? What do you guys think of the idea of maxes becoming more like vehicles?
And they get the wheels.
That would be awesome.
You have to spawn them as a vehicle because you spawn them as a.
Oh,
maybe they should move them over to vehicle terminals. I wonder if where you'd spawn them from then.
Spartan, you're here.
Oh yes, I am here.
Wow.
I do not disturb on, and I wasn't paying attention to my clock. So a bit late. Yeah, I was recording the Division 2 trying to get some footage, and I forgot. So I'm here, yeah.
Oof, Ubisoft, don't pre-order.
Yeah.
You'll just empty your wallet.
Yeah, I have it's just the open beta right now, so
Yeah, of course.
And-
No worries, dude.
yeah. But yeah, I think it'd be nice if they could have it. I mean, if only some bases were able to spawn maxes, then do you think that would change stuff up? If they were only at vehicle terminals, and some bases don't have vehicle terminals.
Yeah, but that's really a very small percentage.
True.
So, I mean, what how would the game improve if maxes would only be able to spawn from vehicle terminals? It's just
Only
it's a
defense
bit
will be
aside.
using maxes. No offense pushes would using maxes.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
I don't
But
know if that's
then-
positive.
but
Then,
then
the
even-
defense gets a lot stronger.
People
And
would be able to spawn a bunch of maxes in their spawn room and then sit there with their arms sticking out of the door and just gun everyone down.
Well, honestly,
They'd have to move to a vehicle spawn point
yeah,
to get a max and then move
Well-
it in. But I mean, it could cause problems. Like, say you spawn a max and you're walking off that platform, and you just get hit with a Sunday, like it spawned right behind you. I mean,
but the
so
thing
they'd have to balance out. Of course, you can't get run over by your teammate Sunday every time.
is,
Sorry.
everything going okay? Is the intoxication?
I saw SpartanSlash just going by for like a
Yeah.
second.
I'm gonna get you another
Sorry.
picture, brethnew, because I want my face on stream as well.
Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna send it to me
Yeah,
because
Discord.
I can't. Okay, send it like private message. I can access it there, but for some reason I can't get rid of Faber.
Yeah, get rid
Aw.
of Faber.
You can't
Get rid of this guy.
No, like all my controls are gone.
Let's
GG.
see.
Trust me, I would love to get rid of Faber.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
My Beetlejuice is ready. 1v1 me.
Actually, I've been
let's see.
working this week towards getting the Beetlejuice, getting some more kills with some more LMGs, and it's actually very hard. It's really disappointing me this week.
Getting
It
lots
can
of
be the
hands really
population on
quickly.
Miller this week, but I don't know.
I feel like the the BS weapons are like less accurate or something.
No, that's totally misguided. Sorry to.
It just, to me, coming from NC, it just feels that way. Like, I know it's not actually that way, but
Well,
for some reason,
guns-
like, the Orion just feels like it sprays everywhere.
Then compared to the anchor, you mean?
Compared to the Anchor,
Yeah. Also, what weapon? What weapon are you comparing it to?
I'm comparing it to, like, the Gauss Saw.
Yeah, but that's not the same. You know, that's comparing apples and oranges. You don't compare. You don't compare a Rams 50 to a Claw, for instance. You know. Compare
Yeah,
it to
fair
MSWR
enough.
or to the Anchor, exactly. Because that's the holy trinity of LMGs, and the Gauss saw is pretty much. There's only one Gauss saw, and there's not really a comparable gun that. You know. So,
The God Saw is like a special weapon, is it? Yeah.
The Gauss
special
Saw,
case.
not the God Saw.
standard
Yeah,
is-
it's
But yeah, I mean,
Yes,
I've been
exactly.
using the God Saw, and it's I love it. Oh my God, this image is huge. Don't look at stream, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
There
profile
we
screen.
go. Hey there, folks. Tel here.
That's a beautiful picture though.
Yeah.
Some
Thanks to Faber for
down
making it.
to the left. Yeah, I know.
You see, he
There we
wanted me
go.
to say that it's beautiful, so he, you know.
Yeah, fix Faber's face. Yeah, today maybe. Only today.
There we go. Okay,
We're finally ready.
that thing right there is what you're shooting for, Faber. The thing in my hands.
I've never
Yeah,
actually, I've never used the Anchor.
The anchor? No.
No, I
One
hear
of the
it's.
best guns in the game.
Yeah, yeah, that's what people tell me.
Yeah, it's really good.
Is it? It's on the NC, isn't it? It's an NC gun.
Yeah.
Okay, it's an NC LMG. Yeah, I just ended up getting, like I used the NS15M and stuff, like because I bought the NS15M with real money just so I could have it on all my characters forever.
Yeah.
So I ended up using that over the Anchor or whatever.
Yeah.
Real
I
money.
understand.
I've been playing too little with other factions. I've mainly played. I think for 150 hours I've played VS and like 10 hours TR and NC. And I think like I don't know enough about the other factions and the weapon special
Uh,
abilities. And when I
but-
see like for example the competitive players, they know for at least more than 2 factions.
Yeah.
More than
well,
one.
yeah. Well, more than 2 is 3 because there's no 4
Yeah.
factions yet.
Not yet.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's automatically they all know all 3 factions.
Yeah.
There's a 4th faction in the guns. If you could just use
Oh,
NS
yeah, okay.
weapons.
No,
Yeah.
no. Yes.
That's also. Yeah.
What do you guys think of, like, I guess it's not new now, but you know the Tanto and the Yumi and that
oh,
line of
no.
weapons?
Don't get started on the Yumi. That's awful.
But
Worst gun in the game.
that line of weapons when they released those, well, like, what do you think? Because they each have a gimmick. Do you think that added to the game or just subtracted?
I mean, it's obviously added to the game because there's more weapons. It's more variety and a new directive, so it's more things to do.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
The weapons in itself are not good. I mean, you can make it work, and the Naginata can be really nice sometimes if you just hold a point and shoot down a whole lane of enemies. And the Daimyo is really good as well if you can get the drop on it. If you understand it and you can use it, and you can hit headshots.
Yes, actually, that's why I like them, because I feel like they each fit a specific kind of playstyle. Like it's a niche, but most players won't be able to really get them or use them well.
If you have 2 players from the same skill level, for instance, an Anchor or MSWR and Orion will always win from a Naginata, because with the Naginata, if you strafe, their gun is inaccurate as fuck. It's not, you don't shoot the heads anymore.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you want the bullets, but if you have to stand still with the gun to hit, otherwise the cone of fire goes way big.
Okay.
So,
that's
the whole
probably
problem.
what was off about it. I didn't know exactly what was off about it, but I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, exactly. You need to stand still, and that's really where where the problems begin, because when you stand still, you get sniped.
Mhm.
And the Tanto has just way too low DPS.
Yeah, it fires way too slow, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, 600, 143.
Yeah.
So
If it either fired faster or did more damage per shot, I think it would be better.
Yeah, but it's also the trait of the NSX weapons that it's less damage, less DPS.
True.
And actually, the Tomoe, the scout rifle, is really nice. Few headshots. It's a 5. Let's see, a 5 headshot kill at all ranges, I think. And heavy, maybe one more. But you really need to hit your headshot with it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's absolutely awful.
Same with the Yumi. I found you can't just hit body shots with the Yumi.
Well, the Yumi is don't play the Yumi. Honestly, just leave that gun. Don't even buy it. It's not useful.
Is it that bad?
It's really bad.
Okay.
There is one guy that for some reason has like 10,000 kills with it on PS4, I think. But I mean,
it's a usable. It has potential.
Well,
to be good, but the learning curve, and if you screw up once, you're done.
Well, the thing is, if you hit all 5 shots, the enemy is dead. But if you hit all 3 headshots with the Anchor in 15 meters, he's also dead. So
that's true.
If you hit, if the DPS is good, so it's good. That's not the if you hit your shots, the enemy dies. But if you can't hit your shots with the weapon, then you won't kill the enemy. So it's bad. Don't try it. Like if you ask in the Planetside Discord now, should I buy Yumi? Is it good for my medic? Everyone will say you don't buy it.
Yeah,
don't
no.
Play it.
You could get literally any other assault rifle, and it'd be better.
Yes, absolutely.
I have no clue. I've never used it before.
Basically, the Yumi is this assault rifle that fires in burst, and it has a charge up time. So you have to wait half a second before it actually fires, and then you have to wait for it to cool down or whatever for another
Yeah.
half a second. You're basically waiting a full second in between being able to shoot.
Yeah.
But it fires all 5 shots basically at once.
No, Fox issue. I'm not comparing it to the Yumi. I am saying that if you hit your shots with a weapon, obviously the weapon is good, but it doesn't mean, if you can hit the shots with a weapon, then it's good. But the Yumi has such a weird mechanic that it is so difficult to actually hit your shots that it's not that good, even though the DPS is really high. It's like, no, exactly. It's
High.
higher though. It's high, but it disables you from, playing it well because it has such a weird mechanic. And if you have any other gun without a delay, where you can actually burst yourself, do all that stuff with your own abilities, then your own, as a human, with your hands and everything, then you will just better. You will perform better, and it doesn't really matter if I compare it to the Anchor or the MSW or the, the whatever, the Pulse or the HV or the, TAR, whatever. It's just that is the case. A skilled player that has, two players with the same skill, the guy with the other gun than the Yumi will most likely win. So, it's not a direct comparison between the Anchor and the Yumi, just an example. But let's go.
Talk some more about LMGs or other weapons, or
I mean, if the people have a question about it, they can ask, but they also can go to the Discord or, can watch. Hey there, folks, Rel here. All the videos.
I was kind of sad that he stopped making videos, to be honest.
I mean, that was what he was the best at. I mean, he definitely made better videos than, proposing a Dalton nerf and actually pulling it off.
Are they gonna
Yeah.
de-nerf the Dalton?
No, they're not gonna do it.
no?
It's very stupid. No, they said it. They won't nerf the Dalton.
They won't buff the Dalton, yeah.
Oh, yeah, won't buff it. Yeah, they maybe nerf it even more. I don't know. It's just the argumentation for it was a stray Dalton shot can ruin your day.
Mm-hmm.
That's
but
true.
A stray sniper shot can ruin your day as well, and you get killed by a sniper like significantly more than by a Dalton. So that whole logic is flawed. It's absolutely flawed. It's ridiculous. If you're a thinking human being, I'm not saying he's not thinking, but I would assume that if someone thinks about things, that he's responsible for the fun of a lot of people. If you make changes that a lot of veteran players that played several thousands of hours in those vehicles are against it, then you don't make that change. You just don't do it. If you don't know what you're talking about, you listen to those people that actually know, and you do what they say after testing. But you don't, pull out the stat sheet and look at it and say, "Oh, this has
Hold up.
too high numbers. We gotta, turn the numbers down." No, it's not how it works.
I don't remember the Dalton ever one-shotting main battle tanks.
No, ESFs. That's what it's about.
Oh, okay.
That's the whole problem. Like, it was very, very skilled. It was a very skillful thing.
So people are complaining about an anti-tank weapon being nerfed against aircraft?
Oh, no. Look, the description in the game says this is an anti-tank weapon. But the thing is, the description in the game also says something about the Pulsar C carbine for the VS. That's absolutely not true. So if the game says something about a gun, sometimes it's just complete bollocks. Like, it's total. It's just ridiculous. It's not true. And people found a different use for the Dalton because
An unintended use.
Yeah, well, maybe it's unintended, but it's still a really great use and a really skillful use.
True.
So why would you nerf something that is, one, really skillful, two, it is a lot of fun, and 3, it would be incredibly stupid to nerf it. Because all those vehicle players that pay for your cosmetics, that pay for membership, that, keep your player count up, that keep this game alive, they're gonna leave if you nerf it. And they did. And the people left.
Yeah,
So
I don't know
it's
why you would.
absolute-
I don't know why you would choose to like balance out skillful play.
Yeah,
That seems
exactly.
odd to me.
By the logic that Val has put out, you should also nerf bolt action sniper rifles, because at one headshot you can kill an enemy.
They did, didn't they?
You know?
At one point?
No, they didn't.
What? No.
Yeah, like against heavies.
No, there was
Okay,
before. No. Before there was the thing where nanoweave stacked with a shield, and you couldn't headshot people with nanoweave.
Okay, all right.
Because so they made it that nanoweave wasn't on the hitbox anymore, so that with a sniper rifle you could headshot people, because it was extremely, it's not fun when you hit a headshot and the enemy is still alive.
Still, yeah.
So they changed that, and that was actually a good thing. But this Dalton thing is just out of hand, and they keep making jokes about it, even though it costs it. They make jokes about it, but it costs them players and it costs them money, because if they, if the player card is gonna drop, they're gonna have no job, or they're gonna, they maybe go to a different company, but it eventually affects their lives as well. So I don't know why they are thinking about it in that way. I don't get it from any perspective. It's completely
Yeah,
stupid.
I do
Look.
see people using the Dalton less after that. Like, I remember it used to be the weapon to put on.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, there are barely any lips anymore on Planetside.
yeah,
Because the
which
lips
is
absolutely
which is
terrible.
strange considering they made it like easier to get into and fly now. like-
Yeah, but it's still bad. It's still really difficult.
Yeah, I find
I
it
think-
hard to line up shots for the people in my guns. That's just me though. I
Yeah.
don't fly. I'm an infantry
Yeah, but-
player.
Thing is, if you play for maybe, I don't know how many hours you have in the lip, but if you play 10 hours in the lip,
Oh, I
That's good.
definitely don't have 10 hours in a lib.
well, there you go. There are people with 3,000 hours in the lip, for
Yeah.
instance. They have more playtime in the lip than I have in the whole game. And they know, if you see their gameplay, you don't understand how they do it. It's just completely on another level. And
That's
to
true.
just nerf something, and that whole playstyle is gone. These people, they put thousands of hours into a game because they love it. They like this game. They want to support the developers. But if the developers they make these decisions, people don't want to support them anymore.
I want to know what the
It's absolutely
hierarchy. I want to know what the hierarchy of Daybreak Games is like. Like, do they have a CEO, or is everybody just kind of?
Well,
I
obviously.
don't think it matters for Planetside 2 in general.
Yeah.
I think they have a team lead. Don't know if I think Nick Silva as a team lead.
I'm
gonna look it up.
Right.
But I don't really think that the CEO of the boss of Daybreak Games in general really
Yeah, then-
talks about Planetside 2. I think
No,
he's
I don't
just the
think
main
so.
boss talking about financials, doing the personal, the human resources, but not really game specific.
I would think the CEO says to the project lead of Planetside, he say, okay, you make it that everyone does their job, and the director of Planetside says, okay, coder, you fix the spaghetti code. Oh shit, you cannot do that. Let's wait till Planetside Arena gives us DirectX 11. So that's put on the long run. He will probably say, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. And you look at the numbers, so we nerf this and we nerf that. Without listening to the community, and the big boss of Daybreak probably looks at it and thinks, oh, they're doing their job, is fine. We get we get the money from the implants. So, it's a bit sad, to be honest, how it all.
I mean, I definitely feel like the implants boosted their revenue, which allowed them to continue working on the game without the implants.
Oh yes, of course.
But I
Of
feel like
course.
it's still scummy. Like,
Yeah.
people would definitely keep buying implant packs to get stuff.
Yeah, of course. But it's not as if, well, some implants are a bit. Some implants, if you know how to use it, are really OP. Like Nightmare and what is it? The thing for the jetpacks refuel. Aerial Combatant. If you run Aerial Combatant and Nightmare on a pump action ambusher LA, it's absolutely disgusting. And yeah, obviously, as you say, Rogue Wolf, yeah, you can just buy implant packs with certs. The thing is, it's a grind though. Like the
Yeah.
drop rate is takes a long time, but I still think that it's not really. Yeah, for new players, it takes a long time, but at the same point, like in the same moment, suit slots, you know, medkits, abilities, you know, the heavy shield, that all makes a really, it really makes a bigger impact than two implants. So it's not as if to have nightmare is better than yeah, I mean it's different. It's different, but I think the things that you can just straight up buy with certs can have a lot more impact on your gameplay and on the battle than some implants. So I don't really think it's pay to win in that respect and broken. And I think it's actually good because it made money and it keeps game alive. So,
Only thing I didn't know that before, but apparently, if you get a membership, you directly get the possibility to get a special ASP ability skill thing.
yeah, but you can also do it with 10,000 certs.
Oh, is it? Okay, but
Yeah.
10,000 certs is pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
but
I think
but if you play for a long time, you can get it.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you play for a long time, but I'm a pretty new player and I've not even had
course.
10,000 certs in all my playing time, and I played for like 200 hours. So
Yes, but you
that's
have
a
to
pretty
play for a
strong
long
thing.
time.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah,
can only
okay,
do
but-
it by battle rank 100. So
Yeah.
you would
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
they intended it to be an
Yeah,
end game thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
You cannot purchase it when you're battle rank 10.
Okay,
So,
Yeah.
and
I
even
understand that wrong.
even then, it would be ridiculously broke. Well, it wouldn't make sense because at battle rank 10 you only have maybe 3 medkits, 2 levels of adrenaline shield, and maybe a laser sight for your Orion. And then you don't have the certs to even buy a shotgun secondary for your LA or what have you. No, you have a SNG secondary for your LA, maybe shotgun secondary for NG. So you don't even have the certs to cert your ASP class. So it's you only get it at battle rank 100, and if you just grind, you get it.
Yeah,
You can easily get 10,000 certs. You just have to play, get good at the game, and wreck a lot of people, and then the certs will come in. That's how it goes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I don't think Planetside 2 is really paid to win. I think it has a very good balance. So, like with Apex Legends, only skins or camos or horns, the horns for
Yeah.
vehicles.
Ah, yes.
Those are
The
paid
ca-
paid to
The
get. Yeah.
kazoo horn.
Well, if you want to compare the grind and only the grind specifically to other games like Planetside 2 compared to like Destiny or Warframe, the
Yeah.
grind in those games are way worse than Planetside 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I felt
Planetside is pretty good.
Yeah.
in Warframe, the grind was just so boring that it's one of the reasons I don't play much anymore. And even in Anthem, the grind is so bad, it's boring, and there's no good loot in it anyway.
Are you?
So there's no reason to grind or to play the game. But
Yeah.
in Planetside, there's such variety in the items and stuff you can unlock, and it's decently quick. It doesn't take forever to get a bunch of certs.
I also think
Find the right battles and stuff.
I also think that the actual gunplay of Planetside 2 is good enough to be fun.
Oh yeah,
Obviously.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite gunplay of pretty much any game.
Very good
Mhm.
gunplay, in my opinion. Yeah.
If you make the grind fun, it doesn't feel like a grind,
Exactly.
which is good. They
doesn't.
kind of nailed that.
Yeah. It's better as have ever been because you get also the 1500 certs for the first 15 battle ranks,
Mm-hmm.
the only thing that you need to do as a new player, because most new players will, they get killed by a weapon, and they think, whoa, this weapon is really good, I need to buy that. And then they go and they buy an NS-15, and they think they can wreck everyone, and then they still get killed by all these good players, because these good players, they have like 2,000 hours in the game or even more, and this new guy has 5 hours, maybe even has 1.5 an hour, and he don't know what he is doing at all. And then they buy this gun, and they don't have search for anything else, and they ask themselves, what is going on here? This is pay to win, man, because they all have their gear, shiny armor, but the only thing it takes is for him to ask, or a veteran player to tell him, yo, man, this gun is really good that you already have, just practice,
Yeah.
and you need to buy this, and this if you want this playstyle, this if you want that playstyle, and then help him a bit, and then it's all good.
Honestly, the default guns are really good.
Yeah, that's the best overall.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly.
Everything,
Yes.
in my opinion, just seems like a side grade.
It
Like-
is
Like
a side
slightly different, but not any better.
thing. Exactly. Yes, that is absolutely true.
Except the directive weapons. Almost. Like, the God Saw is almost better than the Gauss Saw, but you can't put on certain attachments that make the Gauss Saw more versatile, I think.
So the Gotsa has a built-in force grip and force grip and compensator.
Does it?
Yes, but you don't see it obviously, but it has it. Directive weapons overall are pretty shit, to be honest. Apart from the Butcher, Godsaw, and Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
And that mercenary, what is it? The Fortuna is good as well, but that's where it ends. Probably.
Well, I'm working on my carbine directive right now, and the only time that I feel the grind in Planetside 2 is when I'm looking at a thing that counts my kills.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I understand. That's very much the case, I think, for a lot of players. Yeah, also through Warproof.
actually, I think the Gaussa is a good, hey, attachments are a thing in this video game kind of weapon. Like,
What do you mean?
in order to make the Gauss Saw playable for a new player, you have to put the compensator and the forward grip on it.
No, you just have to pull your mouse down.
Yeah, but for a new player,
Yeah.
until they get a hold of the recoil and stuff.
Yeah, but it's honestly, the recoil is not that bad. It's just that it goes up a bit to more than other weapons in this game.
You can visualize also since it's not a hit scan weapon.
Yeah,
it's easy to
okay.
visualize that recoil, so it's pretty easy to. I mean, at first, like the first time they're firing it, they're gonna suck with it.
Yeah,
because-
Yeah,
exactly.
as they
not
are
used
with
to
any
it,
weapon,
though.
yeah.
But right after that, like they start to realize, oh, this is how much I need it. Like for example, in Counter Strike, the Negev, if you don't pull your mouse down, it's horrible. It just shoots up into the air. You miss everything. But if you pull your mouse down, you could just headshot everyone in basically a line. So it only takes a few times to kind of figure out where and when to pull down on your mouse. So as long as they're decent at using a mouse and keyboard, as long as you can use a mouse and keyboard and you've played games before, you should be okay. I mean, if it's your first game ever, like first keyboard and mouse game, then I can see where there might be problems.
Actually, my friend is just getting into PC. My friend is just getting into PC gaming, and he's vowing not to use keyboard and mouse because he spent his whole life as a console gamer, and he just cannot aim right now.
No.
But I'm telling him, I'm like, just take a couple days, like
Exactly.
just practice, you'll get the hang of it.
Mouse is so much easier.
And
That's the same as I was in the beginning.
And also buy a good mouse, like a mouse that when you lift it off the desk, it doesn't like mess up your aim, like because he has a cheap $25 mouse, and you lift it up and like it'll start activating like 2 centimeters off the desk.
I have a €15 mouse, so
It's not a lot of price as well, the quality.
yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
cool. I think.
But I find that price and quality tend to go hand in hand.
It
A
lot of the time.
but not all the time.
I've never
I
had
beg.
I've never
beg to
had a
differ
good
with
experience with
Alienware.
a cheap mouse.
I beg to differ with Alienware though. I bought an Alienware mouse.
The
for like
Alienware is
60
overpriced.
for like $60. I'm like, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna be able to replace my other mouse right now, and I ended up sending it back. I love my Logitech G5 or right, yeah, G502. It's just a wonderful mouse. There's no reason to need anything else, and this thing is like 4 years old now, but I love it.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful mouse. So good. Logitech released another one. They released like
Alienware is like the Apple on the
They are.
gaming desk, so-
Alienware and Razers are overpriced.
Razer
that.
is expensive, but Razer's usually has good stuff. Their computers are pretty good. I don't know.
We're
The headphones are
periphery.
absolute
we're getting a
trash.
little off topic.
But yeah, exactly. With that mouse, you should be able to, aim your guns up pretty good.
Yeah.
So
I
tell them to
found
get a
when I
Logitech, it'll be good.
when I first started playing with the Gauss saw, like when I first began, I found that the individual shots without the compensator on it at least felt like they were too spread apart almost. Like I could pull it down, but each shot I would pull it like I would have to pause and then pull it a little further and then pause for each shot.
Well, you have to burst, obviously. otherwise
Yes.
You're gonna be inaccurate.
Which I mean, as a new player, I didn't know that.
Yeah, of course.
But I find the compensator helped a lot as a new player.
Yeah, I think that as well.
I
But,
still run the
yeah.
I mean, I don't use the Gauss saw anymore, but I would still run the compensator on it. Either way,
Oh, okay.
it just
It's late.
I think it just improves it. Like
No,
I don't.
I'm not that opinion because the Gaussa has very, like, obviously it has a big vertical recoil, but vertical recoil is just pulling your mouse down. The real problem is when you have horizontal recoil, and the Gaussa already has really low amount of horizontal recoil. So I would use laser sight on it all day on the Gaussa.
Well, the vertical recoil on the Gauss saw isn't perfect. Like it goes up and then comes down a little bit and then goes up again. Like it's not a smooth movement.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, you fire one shot, right? So
Yeah.
if that's one shot, so if it goes down between the shots, you don't fire, so it doesn't matter. The gun goes a bit down, and then you shoot again, and then it goes up, and then it goes down a bit, and you shoot again. So if you pull your mouse down, so that every time the vertical is on the head when it goes down, you're good. It doesn't matter if the gun can move all over the screen, like hypothetically speaking. If it comes down to that same point, you can shoot again. Boom, headshot, no problem. So I mean,
You're
a compensator-
basically what you're saying is aim better.
yes, and not get good scrub, blah blah blah. But I mean, honestly, I have to say it, and because a compensator is pretty useless on most guns. Well, it's not useless, but there are better options.
Not on the Gauss saw.
Yes,
No, it only has 2 barrel attachments, or whatever.
it only can take a compensator, but a compensator is a downgrade. That's what I'm saying.
How is it a
Better to-
downgrade?
Because it extends your cone of fire. So if you're in close quarters and you have your compensator and you try to ADS, you cannot ADS anymore because it's too close. Yeah, maybe if you're
Why would you be? Why would you be in close quarters with a Gauss saw?
because this game is 95% close quarters, and you will eventually, if you're inside a building, you eventually end up in a close quarters fight if the enemy is pushing you. And if you have a Gauss saw and the 2 enemies come around the corner, or even one, you have to kill him, otherwise you die. And if you're not a 55% headshot ratio, 5-6 KD god, then you gotta have to hip fire him. And if you have a compensator on it, the cone of fire is half of your screen, and you won't hit the guy. So if you don't equip a compensator, a little bit smaller, you have a higher chance of hitting him. So the compensator won't do much for your ADS because you can just pull your mouse down. So that's why I run it without a compensator, and I think compensator overall is pretty bad to other
How
things.
much have you used the Gauss saw?
How much have I used? Let's see. I have Arax, the Gauss saw, and the God saw on my NC.
Wait, you can Arax directive weapons?
Yeah, of course you can.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because then I have another medal,
Okay.
East
and it's
swag.
fun. Yeah, why not? But that's why. So basically, I Arax 2 Gauss saws. So that's 2,000. What is it? 2,320 kills or something.
That's enough.
I don't know if it's enough, but I've played with the.
At least you have your opinion has some ground to it. You know what we're talking about.
I know, relatively speaking, I know what I'm talking about.
I still feel like you're being unreasonable.
Why?
I don't see the point of like hip firing with any LMG.
Why not? It's extremely powerful.
I disagree with that.
It's hip firing is really powerful in this game. If you have an MSWR with an advanced laser sight, holy shit, you can. If the guy is in a hub, I would say German, but I cannot. If the guy is inside 5 meters, and you are not all the way always on the head, like if you have shitty aim or you have a little bit less aim, or it's just better to hip fire because you have faster movement speed, and you have you can move quicker, so you make it that the enemy misses his shot and you are on target. So hip firing with some LMGs is really powerful.
Okay,
Actually.
some LMGs, sure. If
Yeah,
you can
but
put a
Gauss
laser
as
sight
well.
on an LMG, then yeah.
Yeah, and so I put it on a Gausser.
Actually, on all my LMGs, I put laser sights. Mainly because if you get into this close quarter fight, it is easier to hip fire. I don't know if it's the best thing, but it's how I do it, and it works most of the time.
Yeah, also reacting to what you say in chat, Rogue Wolf. Yes, obviously it's better to accentuate the strengths of a gun rather than the weaknesses. But putting a compensator or foregrip on a Gausser isn't really accentuating it, because the Gausser has very little horizontality. So a foregrip is just unnecessary, because you can burst and you can just hit heads whatever regardless of it. And also compensator will just extend your cone of fire. And so if you are found, if you're getting attacked and you don't have the guy in your sight, you turn around, maybe you have to hip fire him because you're not going to hit your shots. So then it's better to run a laser sight. And a compensator will just yeah, it's
Maybe I'm just
it.
forgetting what it's like because I'm not a new player, and I do hit my shots most of the time, even in close quarters, aiming down sights. I don't tend to use hip fire with LMGs at all. I just if I'm gonna hip fire, I'll just use an SMG or like a shotgun.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't use shotguns. Except
I try to avoid them too.
I try to use them sometimes and epically fail, so then I just end up not using them.
the only time I use shotguns is if I pull a max, which is very rarely.
Yeah. Fucking maxes.
I just don't like playing a max. I feel like I'm way too big of a target.
Well,
I find the same, and I'm just so slow, like just movement and stuff. I don't find it very fun to play a max. I just sit there in every tank and heavy assault in the area, including light assaults with their C4, just aim all their guns at me. So it doesn't extend my life much. It doesn't get me too many more kills anyway.
Well, if you expose yourself to 2 prowlers and 5 heavies, yeah, you're gonna die. But that's playstyle. If you expose yourself,
That's exactly my playstyle.
If you play sense, yeah, but then you have to change your playstyle.
Yeah, which is
because you will die with every class, not just the max.
If you're able to be scrumming, not with obviously that many people, but like you could get out of a 2v1 situation if you're if you have corners and things to use. But
with a shotgun max, you're more likely to escape the situation versus 2 guys by killing them and getting back in cover than as any other infantry class.
Yeah, I find the only time I pull maxes is when there's an overwhelming amount of people. Like I don't use it just to storm bases with people and stuff, right? But I find because I'm too overzealous, I tend to just die anyways because I'm a max and with a giant shield, I can take hits.
Then you would need to go play engineer and try to not be overzealous.
Yeah.
Kill heavies with Engie, and then
Yes.
you will, play a bit more safe maybe.
That's what I prefer to do actually, is play NG and stick behind maxes and stuff. Most of the time I've been focusing on light assault recently though, because of carbines, and I could play NG, but I like the mobility of light assault.
Okay.
So we're almost reaching our time slot. Is there anything you guys want to say before we go?
I had actually one more thing. It was something on Reddit, and I talked a bit about it with Tel, but somebody put up this regression line. So it's like a line from the population, and he's actually more or less forecasting what will happen in the coming years with the population of Planetside 2.
Yes.
And we had one Reddit telling that the population of Planetside 2 will disappear in 2019. So we're going to go down to 0. That's just completely wrong. That's wrong statistics. But then again, a new guy came back with a new chart, and it shows more or less a more steady decline. However, Tel was saying to me, well, Faber, there is going to be so much new stuff. We got that X11, we got, how's it called? And as ops, we got the Osha coming, we got Planetside Arena coming. So much new stuff. What do you guys think? Mostly talking about brethnew and Spartan, that this will be enough to stop the low decline of the game?
No, I don't think it will.
No.
Okay.
Because one, DirectX 11 is a back-end thing. It doesn't fix any of the gameplay stuff.
Well, yes.
But the gameplay is good, right? I think. And
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but it does fix some things.
It fixes how smooth the gameplay is, and like how it feels, kind of, because of performance.
Big part of the game, though. It's the game.
But it doesn't fix any balancing. It doesn't fix any like map problems.
No, but it's a real give a much better experience for new players that maybe don't have the PC to run it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We can all wall jump then.
Oh no.
The thing is, yeah, that's good. That's a good thing.
I know it's great, but I just want it to be a secret to from the new players.
No, you just want to club them on an easy.
Yeah.
Have an easy farm, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really contradictory because you don't want to play max, but you want to club people easily.
Yeah.
But then you have to have a higher KPN. But let's go back to this whole discussion about.
How is that contradictory?
It's contradictory because in the max you can clap a lot of new players really quickly.
But it doesn't match my playstyle, is what I said.
Yeah, but if you want to clap people, then you need to change your playstyle then, or say that you don't want to club people. So
it's also out of principle. I think maxes are too overpowered.
Yeah, okay, but let's go back to the topic. Yeah, this I think it really will improve the gameplay aspect of this game because people that are longer in the community, they will build their PC with a big ass CPU in it, so they get plus 120 frames or whatever.
To be honest, I wouldn't buy a PC based on Planetside 2.
Why not?
Well, depends on it. If you're heavily invested in the game and maybe the competitive community, people do that.
It's what I did.
A Medkit guy, a couple of weeks ago, he bought a new PC for this game, for the Planetside Infantry League.
But for example, the Intel CPUs are just way better right now, Planetside 2. But I would still go with AMD because it's cheaper, or in other things is better. So
this guy is
based my complete PC decision on one game.
Well, some people do.
I think it's a smaller part of the community.
I run the game on Ultra with my 1063 gigabyte. and a
I
Ryzen 5.
I built my computer like 5 years ago when the 980 was new, and at that
Yeah.
time, like CPU prices were pretty good and stuff. And I had a crappy laptop, so I was like, I love Planetside 2. I really want to run this game, and so I ended up building the computer specifically
Yeah.
for Planetside 2 when prices were pretty good. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying DirectX 11 is going to be bad. Obviously, like it's going to be great, but
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Gonna be good.
it still doesn't it still doesn't fix the balance stuff,
No,
which
that's true.
and it doesn't fix bringing in new players either.
Well, actually, it doesn't bring in more players, but it maybe keeps more players. Because
Oh,
what
that's
happens
true.
when you go below 60 FPS, your sensitivity changes. You will not have the same sense as you have displayed in your settings menu. And what it does, so your aim gets all fucked up. So all your muscle memory, everything is off. That's why I couldn't aim with 20 FPS, and I
Yeah.
knew I would be on target. When I had 80 FPS, but I just wasn't on target, and I
Mhm.
even ran away from a gauge mistake because I wasn't confident in my aim.
Yes.
And
Okay.
so if a player has more FPS and he already has a bit of FPS experience, then it it will enable him to be more confident on what he has already established by playing other games and his general FPS knowledge. And then he will be able to club those other players and he feel good about himself. And then he thinks, whoa, this is great. Let me, go talk to this guy because I want to play with him or whatever. And he doesn't go instantly back to Apex Legends or Fortnite or whatever shitty colorful BR there is somewhere lurking around the corner in August of this year. Right? So
Yeah,
I think it's
Planetside
really
Arena,
a good
cough
impact.
cough.
What? Say Planetside 2 first.
Best game coming soon, boys.
Yeah.
I'm the only protector of the realm. I mean, nobody's
What is
talking
that
about
even?
any
Protector of the realm? What is that?
realm. Yeah, it's the last.
The protector of Rel is Nick Silva
realm.
probably.
Yes,
That's
it is.
yeah. But the protector of the Dalton needs to stand up and club them Daybreak games. Okay. Okay, we're getting off topic. I am getting off topic. Okay, let's go back.
All right,
So
how long we going today?
We're just gonna finish up this.
yeah.
What other stuff other than DirectX 11?
Osher.
Oh, I have a big gripe with
NSO.
Osher.
What is it?
It's probably gonna release unfinished. Like I fear that it's gonna release in the same state that Hawson released in, and then they never end up finishing it like Hawson.
Yeah.
Maybe they should go and finish Hassan.
But apparently, the whole idea of Usher is already like 4 years old. So I think they had enough time to at least work on it.
Well,
They
no,
just
they
started
didn't.
last year.
They just started.
But
Yeah,
I think that the idea already is a lot longer. I mean, with the
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
islands
but
and
an ID is not gonna make a new
Yeah.
continent.
no, but I think if they know what the constructs will be, it is easier to also work those constructs.
Yeah, but they don't even know half the game because the game is so fucked up in its spaghetti code that they don't even know half of the existing game. So let alone the whole new continent with all these new things, with the bastions rotating and whatever there is. So I hope they're gonna finish it, of course, before they release it.
Hmm.
And I also hope that they will release DirectX 11 before, and that they will thoroughly test it on PTS to really flatten out all those bugs that are obviously going to be there, because otherwise this game will be unplayable for 2 weeks on live servers and everyone's gonna leave, and then this graph from last year in 2019 that the game is gonna die may be actually true. So they really need to prioritize their things good. Well,
Do you think they'll add the bastions to other continents as well? Because I'm
No.
actually kind of excited for the
No,
bastions. I
I
think
don't
those would
think
be cool.
No. I
don't think so.
I think
It's too much work.
the Bastions should just be part of Osher,
Okay.
Yeah.
like what they're
That's what
planning.
makes Usher special.
Yeah.
True.
But about the DirectX 11, there was a tweet to Rel by Baby Popcorn, I think 2-3 weeks ago, asking when it will come, and he said in March. Usher is going
Yeah.
to be end 2019. I do think Dark 11 expected in at least the coming months, and and Usher December, November this year.
Really?
That
It-
late? For
Maybe October. I don't know, but that's what I'm
It's
thinking right now.
probably going to be smaller than the other continents. Like,
Sure.
if it releases finished, it would have to be smaller. Like, to make a continent that is as large as Indar, for example, it would take
that's
like
not gonna happen.
it would take like 2 years to get it in a even good state.
Depends
good.
if they copy a lot of things on the same map, it doesn't take that much work. But if they really try to
Look
add
at
details,
Planetside Arena.
If they make interesting bases that aren't just squares with holes for doors.
See,
Yeah,
that's
in that case.
that's why I had high hopes for Hassan, was because all of the bases that they were releasing over time were unique. But
Yes.
that ended up not becoming a thing. I mean, they have big ideas for Osher. I just don't have. I have a little bit of faith, hopeful, but
Hmm.
I don't know if they're going to be able to pull it off.
I mean, yeah. I think they should also release the Battle Islands to live servers, because they have it. It is on
Battle
the
Island?
test server.
Oh,
You don't
battle!
know that?
I haven't
What is
heard.
it?
I haven't heard about this in
Battle
a long
Islands.
time.
How is it called again? I'll link it in the chat.
They're like, they wanted it to be like these transitionary, like smaller continent, essentially, like isles.
No, it
Um,
was. Oh, it's called Nexus. Yeah,
Nexus.
It was for competitive play. It was for lane smash and all that good stuff.
Oh,
So they made it because they were partnering with MLG back in the day, and
So
they
for
made.
real, the partnership
Yeah,
with
they did.
MLG. Okay,
Yes,
really.
but it was completely fucked up because it didn't work out. Okay, this is the. Let me.
But apparently the issue with Nexus is that it only supports 2 factions at the moment.
Yeah, but
That
that's
is a-
actually
that
a
is a
good
problem.
thing. There's no double teaming,
yeah.
and it's actually balanced, and there's no, there's no
Well,
bullshit.
relatively balanced.
Rel.
Oh, okay. You stop that.
That's it. Oh,
Oh no, the link is gone.
Oh,
banned.
yeah.
Ay.
and then
Unbanned
who is
12.
it? It's Pilaf.
Here, I'll permit you.
Sorry, what's the reason, Utsi? Oh, it's supposed to faction. Oh, that's why. Okay.
There, you can
Yeah.
you can link now.
Nope. You need to type /unban and then tell.
Oh, you're
What?
unbanned. Oh,
Oh, it's timed out or
unbanned,
whatever.
Mr. Tell.
No stream elements.
There.
Fuck you.
There we go.
No. There we go. Okay, that's it. That's like the continent.
Let me check.
So there's 2 warp gates, and then you have a couple of bases, and you have like a sort of, it's a similar. It's no, it's a mirrored map. It's
And this is finished already. This is on Jaeger.
it's on test server, I believe.
Test.
And if someone is already there, he can invite you in the squad, and then you can redeploy there. And if you want to stay in there, you have to log off from your. If you go back to another continent, you can't get back in anymore. You just have to.
It
Oh,
looks a
really?
bit like
That's
SMA.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like SME.
Looks very nice.
I
very nice.
feel like the idea was that these battle islands would be close, like lore-wise, would be close to the continents or something, like literal islands that are offshore of the continents and stuff.
That was one of the plans, I think. Then they also wanted this to be for lane smash or for outfit versus outfit, where they could, have a symmetrical map without all the, setting up all this stuff. So you could just go there and play against another equally, equal team.
This is something I expect to be a thing in Planetside Arena, more or less.
I hope so.
Since there
So
are
is it-
only
is
2,
it
there's
part-
no. You know what?
The Fox issue says Nexus is literally part of Planetside Arena. Where
Oh,
did
is
you-
it? Okay.
Well,
I
where
haven't seen
did you see that news?
Yeah. The source. I'll permit you.
Yeah. Just, I
Uh,
mean, that would be
hopefully
very
permit
interesting,
works.
but-
But I mean, there are no free factions anymore in Planetside Arena, so that's the perfect case to test it out with it. I mean, with
Mhm.
mercenaries,
Yeah,
and this looks amazing. I'm actually really surprised by this. I've never heard of this.
yeah, it's really good. They have a trailer for it as well on
It's
YouTube.
even a trailer. Why don't
Yeah.
they release this?
Yeah, I don't know
It's way
because
too
they
good.
had other plans or something, some weird
Okay.
stuff from SOE back then. Planetside 2 Nexus.
And
Let's see.
when did this happen? Is it already like 2 years ago, 3 years?
No, longer. It's 1
Longer,
July of
even longer.
2013, 5 years ago.
Jeez.
Okay, that's
Yes.
okay. That's such a shame.
Oh, it's not
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, banned again, Mister Man.
big oof.
Oh,
But yeah, would love a source on that as well. That's literally what I hope. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
The video's loud. Jeez.
There we go. Oh, for fuck's sake, are you kidding me? The message is identical to what you earlier said. You cannot post it. I'll post a fucking dot behind it. There we go.
Yeah, that works.
That's the trailer for the Nexus.
Tyler.
And it looks so nice. And I don't get why they didn't release it eventually.
Yeah, all the comments are also sorry. Like 2 years later, they forgot. And 2 years
Yeah,
later,
exactly.
5
yeah.
years later, 1 year later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
It's
exactly.
such a shame. Everybody wants this. It seems.
Yeah, everyone wants it. It's just ridiculous. Planetside devs just need to listen to the players. Like, literally, honestly, how hard is it to understand for them?
They need to finish
to-
what they start.
Yeah, finish what you start and listen to the community. Because the
Yes.
community most likely knows what is up with this game because they are the ones who play it the most and know the ins and outs. Even though they, don't know the code, but they know about how the game works. Why wouldn't you want it, Rogue? What is it that you don't like about it?
Someone says this would be seriously awesome for Brings in the low hours, except 3 years later and Hawson.
Yeah, they should have released this instead of Hossen.
Some people were mentioning, so some of the other comments I saw in there were urban environments like a city.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which,
that was never gonna happen.
doesn't
That's
fit in the
not gonna
lore.
No.
yeah, but Lois, I mean, come on, what is?
That's, we can work
True.
about law.
It would be cool.
Yeah.
It would be cool to have a city. Like, I think that would be awesome. And then the other thing I saw was I've just forgotten. Oh no.
Yeah.
What else was it other than DirectX and Osher?
And as well.
NSO.
Oh.
Yeah,
Like-
that's another thing.
Oh, God.
I don't think it brings in new people mostly,
No.
but I think it
No.
gives more people incentive to buy membership.
It's
Yes.
I think
But
it's a
that's
band-aid on
maybe-
it's a band-aid solution to a larger problem.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think that they overestimate the amount of people that are gonna buy it, because most people have 3 factions on all servers anyway. If someone, nowadays, when you have all these people that play the game for such a long time, they already play all 3 factions, for instance, on Emerald and on Cobalt. So they don't need a separate faction that puts them in the least pot. They just go and look at the population, and they already log into the least populated faction on that server. So it's just exactly a band-aid solution that people will maybe pay for it because of the directive. Maybe.
Just something cool to add. Nothing. I mean, it doesn't really solve this problem with the population or the faction population, but really, it's something cool, something new.
But it's also very shallow. It is not
Oh, it
new
is.
gameplay. Yeah, it's new. It is something new, but
I mean,
it
the
doesn't
same
make
weapons.
Well, it's the
It's-
same weapons. It's the
it's-
same movement. It's actually honestly the same. It just looks different, and it behaves a bit different on which faction you spawn on.
But just think about it. When you start to see some people as robots adding into the fight, I like the idea. I like
But
the idea of just
it's just
adding something new
cosmetic.
to the battlefield. It is
Yeah, but,
it is cosmetics,
you
I
know,
know, but it's
it
something different still.
doesn't add to the gameplay. It doesn't add anything. It's only a cosmetic difference. So
Yeah.
what they need to do, in my opinion, is they need to fix this game in its core. They don't need to add this camo or that weapon or this new thing, because people that love the game already love it, and you just need to make the actual game better.
But I
to get
think
You
more.
know, they need
the core
to
game,
fix this game.
the
how
core
it is.
gameplay is, I think, beyond fixing. I think they need like to start working on Planetside 3 if they ever want to fix the core gameplay.
Yeah, speaking of Planetside,
This is Planetside 2, and it will never really change in the core.
yeah.
Or like Fox, as you
Well-
said, this die and get a fresh start.
Well,
Yes.
DirectX 11, and they're gonna try it, but I think they need to try, shift more momentum into this DirectX 11 and then optimize it. Then to also do these weird projects with NSO and OSHA on the side. First you make DirectX 11 and you fix this game, like as how far it can be fixable, and then you make this new continent and this new NSO and this new camo and all this, stuff.
But okay,
So-
let's look at the team. Like the team we have for Planetside 2. They exist out of maximum of 10 people working on Planetside 2.
Yeah,
And
basically.
okay, let's maybe even say after Planetside Arena is fixed, it's all done. They move to Planetside 2. How much work will it still be to fix all those issues instead of starting working on Planetside 3?
Look, how is it possible that 60 or something developers worked on a game that didn't exist a year ago, and they had the money for that, instead of putting those 60 developers on this game and actually unraveling this fucking spaghetti. If you're cooking spaghetti, you put some oil in the pan so that it doesn't clot up, in one bowl of
Well,
spaghetti.
what's the oil that they'd be able to put on?
They they need to the DirectX 11 and then
Okay,
turn
I
it
see.
into
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Oh,
to serve it.
I just
and
want
then,
to I just want to address Fox Issue TV in the chat. He says he basically they shouldn't upgrade to DirectX 11 because it's outdated, right? I
It's not
have a
outdated.
counter argument. It technically is because of DirectX 12, but DirectX 11 works on more stuff right now. Like
DirectX 12 is only on like the new GPUs, like the
yeah,
really new.
like the it
Understand only.
yeah.
It's a joke, exactly. Fox Issue is also a meme lord like me.
But I do think DirectX 12 will be good, but they also need DirectX 11.
Oh my God.
Also,
Wait, is DirectX 12 actually Windows 10 only?
Yeah, it is.
Well, then just use Vulkan.
Exactly. You go
Oh,
to
Vulkan.
Fox Issue TV on YouTube, watch this video about DirectX 11, like, subscribe, tell your friends about the channel, and type in the comment section down below.
all right. So, other thing I was saying previously was, because I forgot it, I pulled it back up. It's someone mentioned in addition to like an urban city, naval
Yeah.
and space combat.
No, I don't think their engine can do that.
Yeah,
They
I don't.
cannot do that.
I don't think so either.
I mean,
maybe space combat. if you
no.
just
No,
hire
'cause
the air bit.
They don't
and
I mean-
change the
The air is
skybox.
already
they already
good.
they
I
already
mean,
have air combat. Why would
yeah.
why would they just make it higher and then somehow call it space combat? That wouldn't be adding
Yeah.
anything. to
The
game.
only way that they
Exactly.
Want to, is there a difference between high sky and space combat?
Well,
yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, is
no.
it?
Yeah, if you add
There's
zero
a
G,
small one.
it's different.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But that's unrealistic, and it doesn't impact the game in such a way that it's actually
Yeah.
more.
It would be a
exciting
waste of
play.
effort.
It's just a waste, because the people, the air gameplay is already good, relatively good. So it's already unique. The air gameplay is everywhere. It's something else. Everywhere it's really dull. I fly in a straight line. I see this guy. I turn my jet so that I can shoot him. He turns away, and you fly in circles for 50 minutes, and then one of the guy makes a mistake and he gets shot. In this game, it's actually, you can do a lot of more things. So to make all this space and all this NSO and all this fucking cosmetic stuff, that doesn't really add something. Yeah, it adds something, but it's not really a new experience. The new continent is a new experience. I give you that. But NSO and space and all that stuff, it's just another skybox, and it's just another, model for characters. So it doesn't really add something gameplay-wise.
The only
It's just
way
the same.
I could see them adding naval combat is like, say, in Osher, but they would have to fake it.
It's also not gonna happen.
They'd have to fake it.
It's just
They
not
won't
gonna
do
happen.
that. No, it's
Okay.
not gonna happen.
They also said it, and it's also very, it's counterproductive.
Yeah.
Because they just need to fix what's already there. If
Yes.
they're gonna add naval combat, that's gonna be broken as well. So
Yeah, that's true.
they break the game even more by adding that. So they need to, double down on what is already there and make it good, so the new players will stay and actually have some fun. Make sure that the leading is working for all those live players that want to, push their Zerg to the next base. Make those adjustments. Make the gameplay more fun. The actual game.
All right.
The
We're-
versatility.
We're treading over ground we already went over. I say we're good now. We went over our 1 hour for a bit. That was good.
Over 1 hour, lol.
I mean, we could go on, but I want to keep it.
Yeah, I would like to keep it short as well. Got stuff to edit, stuff to record.
And we need stuff to talk about in case it's another dry week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we can fill this, this talk show.
I see one question. Maybe we can have the one
Okay,
question.
sure.
What do you guys think about the OMFG by Sony Online Entertainment? So the graphics downgrade to improve the performance, or improve the performance.
Faber wasn't there. I wasn't either, but it's hard to believe.
I was there for that.
And how was it?
I noticed it looked different, but I didn't notice a severe noticeable downgrade. Like I like the lighting or something was off on Ultra, and it was like, I was like, okay, they changed the lighting, whatever. The game is still the same. I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I think for a game like this, graphics aren't. I mean, the game still looks beautiful. I told a friend, I'm like, you should play some Planetside 2. He's like, okay. So he went in and sent me a screenshot. He said, since when does this game so beautiful? Because he was playing on 4K Ultra, and I'm like, it's always been like that. You've just failed to notice. And he was like, wow, that's amazing. So even with that downgrade, it's
4K Ultra.
It's not that much of a. It's the game. It's about gameplay in a game like this.
It still looks good.
It still looks good, yeah. But taking away from graphics for performance was the right decision.
Everybody runs on potato settings anyway, so what does it matter?
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I don't run on. I run on high settings.
You get 5 FPS.
No, I actually get like 40.
So it looks so good.
Exactly, that's in game. My picture.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm gonna end it here before more questions come in. But yeah, thank you for watching, everybody, and thank you for joining me for this podcast. The podcast will be hosted on FaberOne's channel next, unless somebody else wants to host it. Spartan.
I'll have to look into that, how that works.
But maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'll give you a maybe. It's great.
Yeah.
Actually,
okay. It'll be on FaberOne's next week. But thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll be back next week.
You're welcome. No, XD. Thanks.
You're welcome for blessing you with my presence. All right.
Just kidding, guys.